My name is Jordan Turner, and I am interviewing three young women growing up in the 21st century to hear their opinions of how and if life has changed for queer women in today's society. I hope to truly get to the truth of this idea of the glass ceiling in the career world and to see if women and men really are thought of as equals. The first girl I talked to is Rachel, who is studying to become an architect. Have you ever heard the theory of the glass ceiling?
Yes, I have heard of it.
With your chosen profession, do you feel you have the same abilities men do at becoming the best at your job?
I work really hard at what I do, and I feel like I am equally as qualified as the men are.
And if a situation came up, do you think a man or woman would be thought of first to do this job?
Usually in this world, architecture is thought of as a man's work, but if the situation came up, I think it should depend on the qualifications of the person rather than their gender.
The second young woman is Catherine, who has high goals of being a top surgeon. Catherine, have you ever heard the theory of the glass ceiling?
I have heard of it, and at times I agree with it.
With your chosen profession, do you feel you have the same abilities men do at becoming the best?
Surgery and the medical field is very competitive, but I know my stuff, and I think I am just as qualified as any man could be.
And if a situation came up, do you think a man or woman would be thought of first to do this job?
As a woman, I am usually thought of as a nurse before ever being thought of as a surgeon, so I think even if I am more qualified for the job, I still must work harder to prove myself.
Finally, I talked to Emily, who one day hopes to be a pilot. Emily, have you ever heard of the theory of the glass ceiling?
Yes, I have.
With your chosen profession, to fly one day, do you feel you have the same abilities men do at becoming the best?
I think I do. I have wanted to fly my whole life and worked hard to get where I am today.
And if the situation came up in the future, do you think a man or woman would be thought of first to do this job?
Most women I know who are in this line of work are flight attendants. I have known some female pilots in my life, but not many. Most are men. So I think men would be chosen before any woman ever would. Not that I think that's fair.
After talking to these girls, my thoughts were correct, however disappointing. Their lives. They still believe they must work harder than a man to make it to the top.